Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And yes, it is that game again. Arsenal versus Manchester United. It does feel like a derby, Manchester United versus Arsenal these days, doesn't it? Because the rivalry, the pizza inquest as well. Alex Ferguson with Arsene Wenger. But guys, listen, we got a special guest behind, and I'm pretty certain he's going to create a lot of havoc on the channel today. But as always, welcome to the Man United agenda. Yes, everyone, welcome back to the Man United agenda. I'm Solo, and I'll be hosting tonight. And tonight it will be the preview of Arsenal versus Manchester United. Unfortunately, Messi Lingard's not in the Man United team anymore, so he won't be able to moonwalk all over the Emirates as what he normally do when we go there. But our record against Arsenal has been very poor recently. But everyone, welcome. Hello, everyone in the background. Pat, sir, how we doing? How is your Chinese? You just walked back in.
Yeah, my Chinese. I'll let you know after the show when I get to eat, lads. I ordered about an hour and a half ago, thinking I was being smart, and I'm only walked through the door with it. So it's going to sit in the plate there and wait for me till this is over. It's either that was come down with me and I start eating my food and tell you what I'm eating.
Yeah, listen, you could have at least, you know what the problem was? It's because you weren't sharing, and you know what they say about sharing. Sharing is caring. So because you weren't caring on the agenda, that's probably why it was late.
That's it.
But thank you, sir, Mr. Mark. I think you were out last night partying, isn't it? It's like Saturday morning now, isn't it? Where you are?
It's like Saturday morning. It's I ain't gonna lie to you. I only got out of bed about 10 minutes ago. I'm still gathering, it's still all putting itself together up here. I haven't had breakfast or coffee. So you talk about Chinese, that's a whole day away for me. I'm still thinking about breakfast, and the sun's still coming up. Anyway,
no,
I'm here for the United agenda. I'm here to fly the flag for the boys.
That's it. And Del Boy, it's I've known you for a very long time. I remember when you probably only had about 3 or 4 subscribers, but now it seems like your channel have taken off, over 700 subscribers at the moment. I saw something, you interrupted Robbie from AFTV a couple of weeks ago as well. Well, sir, welcome to, this is the second time you've been on the channel, and it's the first time you've been on with me. So, sir, welcome to the channel again.
Yeah, great. Thanks a million for having me back. Really enjoy talking to you guys. You're me enemy I love to hate, or hate to love, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? But for me, and probably every Irish sort of Arsenal fan, probably English fans would say Tottenham's their biggest rivals, but for Irish fans and probably fans abroad, it's probably the United game. That's what it's about. I love playing against United. I love getting a result against United. We don't always do. And just before, I was actually at home there, just sitting down, and I was actually looking at the old sort of United Arsenal battles throughout the years, and what battles we've had. You guys beating us 6-1. And then the old 8-2 as well, and Wenger up in the stands getting sent off, everything like that, But yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it this evening, So really looking forward. And as I say, thanks a million for having me on, guys.
Pleasure as always. And guys in the chat, just want to say a big shout out to Edward French as well. He became a member recently as well. So what we're going to be doing, guys, with the membership, I believe this week, Pat, am I right in saying we're going to be scaling through and put things up for the members going forward as from next week? So if you yet haven't become a member, I'm pretty certain do become one. As you can see, Mark Edmond as well is a member of the channel, and he's here feature every Friday.
And you know what? I'm sitting here, but I can't stop smiling at Del Boy, because I'm looking at his beanie hat, and all I can think about is Ian Wright. He's only short of rocking the little gold tooth in the side there as well.
I must get one. The Irish Ian Wright.
Was that the I can't remember who done it. Was that when him and Kevin Campbell Shine Shiny Lights, the song was around at the time, wasn't it? Shine Shiny Lights.
Yeah.
Yes, me a top,
That's it,
but
the goal
what is
too,
it?
yeah.
The crowd is roaring. Ian Wright scoring. Limp for Christie. Bumming like lightning. Shine, shine. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah.
Jeez, are you sure you're not an Arsenal fan?
Listen,
No, who doesn't
Do
like
you know what though? Do you know what for me I could say about Arsenal is the one player, obviously being an adult now I'm all right, but I hated at Arsenal was Ian Wright. And the reason I hated him so much is because of what he was capable of, one, and two, he did not like Peter Schmeichel.
I didn't like him at all.
Wow, the battles that they had through the years is unbelievable,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I hated Ian Wright, but I love him now.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
stamp as well, that famous stamp he done on Schmeichel as well, tried to like ruin Schmeichel's career as well.
Yeah.
Schmeichel again on a reverse game tried to do the same thing to him as well. It was that toxic, but being an adult now, Ian Wright is a legend, to be fair.
Legend.
Gotta give it to him.
He's doing well at the club. Like, you know, he's a sort of ambassador at the club, and he probably this time last year when I was on your channel first, I didn't really like Ian Wright. Like, you know, I loved him. He was probably one of the reasons why I started supporting Arsenal. And then he went into the whole, like, you know, the club and, like, you know, rocking out the merchandise and all this crap. And you're just sort of going, hold on a minute. Now's not the time to be doing all this merch dropping and stuff like that. Let's get the team sorted out, you know. But look, I think all Arsenal fans are united at this minute. Like, you know, they're all coming together. And it'll be interesting to see the game at the Emirates now because, let's say, our old enemy is back, as they say, you know, and I think it's going to be some atmosphere in the Emirates on Sunday.
And I've got to second that as well before we're going to go into the comments and things like that, because what we want to do as well, we want to ask the guys in the chat, what's probably your highlighted game, Arsenal versus Manchester United? If you could put in the comments, guys, and we will read those out as well. But before that, what we're going to do, we're going to read our sponsorship to begin with. So Pat's going to have that, and then we're going to go through some of the comments, guys. But what we want to do is we will be talking about probably our highlight of Manchester United versus Arsenal. I'm going to try and stay away from the 8-1. I'm going to try and look at other aspects of it and try to sort of give games where they were very close, like 1-0, just about 1-0, or, you know what I mean? Those sort of games. So, Pat, would you mind, please?
So, guys, just bear with me 1 second while I hide that comment because I won't be able to see it with it up on the screen. So, GMS, we are proudly sponsored by Global Mapping Surveys. Global Mapping Surveys currently assist architects, property developers, and construction companies all over the country. They offer a wide range of services, such as setting out topographical surveys, 3D laser scanning and monitoring, and the link is in the description below.
Thank you. And we have got a few newbies in the building, so would you mind, if that's okay with you, Pat, please?
No problem. So, big up the airman Eddie Football Waffles. He says, I hope you remain Arsenal's bogey team this season, but big up all in the chat and hit that like. Fair play to Eddie. He's always asking for a like for us. Rush in the chat, like, share, subscribe, and
10 o'clock tonight, Brosh. 10 o'clock. It's going to be a blockbuster show tonight.
He's in trouble now, he is. You think we're bad? True City fan, what's up?
Big up. Welcome, as always. Respect.
We have our man Moneybags, Matty Bassett in the house.
money.
Warren's team talk. Hi, lads. Hope you're all well. Welcome, Warren. We have our man Bill Baggio. Happy Friday, everyone. Big up the panel as well. And the chat. A lot of love tonight, lads. Edward French, we live yet, guys? We sure are, Ed. We sure are. We have our Bill saying, hi, Matthew. All good, mate. Hope you're good. Spreading the love in the chat as well. We have Kylian Mbappe, Lisandro, CDM. That's one we're going to discuss now when we get the current squads. Senor Mbappe. We have Tyrone Williams, even all Tyrone. We have Enda McLuhan. Let's get into these Gunners' most hateful fans to listen to. Big up the Irish. Fair play to Enda.
Fair play.
Name like that, you're certainly not English in any way.
Welcome, Craig.
We have Craig FC, Del Boy, Trust the Project. That's obviously a new one. We'll have to get used to that.
Yeah.
Edward French, much love, Solo. Shout out. Just a fan like you all. Fair play, buddy.
Man.
Big up.
MUFC. I don't like Joel Rio Fernandez 5 channel. Proper hates United. Okay, that's a random one, but anyways.
That's Joel, one of the presenters who's an Arsenal fan. Joe with the L.
Yeah, but Joe not a bit of funny now. Joe's all right, isn't he?
Seems all right to me.
Yeah. And then we have a few score predictions, but we're not going to jump into them straight away. Errol, if you want to just get back into, we'll come back into the comments.
I see UK Strange in the building. Please let me know if my mic's okay. He said my mics keep coming in and out, so let's go.
It done it once, but it hasn't done it since, Errol, so we'll just keep on here.
I've faced it to myself now. I've got it sorted out now. But guys, listen, 13 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, please give us a like and a share and a subscribe as well. And what we're going to do is, first things first, as always, we will be hitting, where are we? Let's go to classics. Let's do the classic. Manchester United, Arsenal classic. Sorry, Del Boy. We know it should be the other way around, but we'll just go the Man United way.
Yeah.
Classic, as you're the guest on it. What is your classic game? And I think I'm going to know exactly which one you're going to pick. Man United, Arsenal.
I'll name two of them straight away. The Overmars goal to win the league, you know, and then I have to say the Silva and Wiltord goal as well to win the league. No offense to United. I hope no Man United fans were harmed in the making of these two classical games. But I know I'm going to get lashed out of it, so I'll just give it. I'll come in swinging first. But the Overmars goal, for example, when took the ball well, and we had an Elka at the time as well, Bergkamp, Ian Wright. What a team that was. The game itself, I think it was only 1-0 or something like that. Wasn't that, let's say, easy on the eye, but for an Arsenal fan to win the league in Old Trafford is pretty big, and we're probably still celebrating, but going on 19 years since we won the league, But if you're talking then about, let's say, classic games, like tight games, we could talk about the Van Nistelrooy incident where he missed the penalty and Martin Keown jumps on his back and stuff like that. But this is where we're sort of talking about, the rivalry in it back in the day. We all sort of know, the younger fans nowadays probably didn't realise what the rivalry Arsenal v Man U. It was huge. I used to love going to the pub and, half the pub Man United, half of it Arsenal and Liverpool. You know what I mean? So the Scousers supporting Arsenal, not that we wanted their support, but there wouldn't have been that many of us supporting Arsenal at the time. But no, definitely for me, I'll probably have to pick between all of them. I'll go for the Wiltord one, 2002 in Old Trafford, 1-0, and then Kanu just runs and just jumps over his head. That one for me would top it.
It's a weird one as well when you talk about Liverpool, Arsenal. Don't you find it very strange where it's Liverpool will back the Arsenal, but then Spurs and Man United, they stick together? It's a weird sort of combination, isn't it, when you think about it? One game you did not pick up on, which I thought you would have, is that Henry goal against Barthez.
Yeah, I was actually only looking at it. I swear to God, I was just showing the young fella there, how good it was, of a goal. The flick, just to flick it up like that and just turn. And I remember going to work the next day, and this was at a time when social media wasn't really, big, but I remember getting an email and it was just a constant clip of the Henry flicking it up, turning and just over Barthez. I don't think he even moved for that, Barthez. He didn't even see it coming, just over the top, bang. And to see the fans' reaction was just absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, as I said, there has been, this is the thing about the Man United Arsenal game. There's been so many good games. You know what I mean? There has been so many, even the 8-2s, the 6-1s. There has been plenty of drama and plenty of meat thrown into the tackles as well,
Yeah. Mark, your highlighted game?
Of course, everyone wants to talk about Ryan Giggs running down the wing. I'm seeing this Irish flag up the back there, and I'm going to talk about John O'Shea humiliating Arsenal, chipping the keeper.
John O'Shea, the Irish legend he is.
The legend, what a legend as well.
Yeah.
And as well, you said that as well with that Mark. It's the celebration. The celebration was at Eric Cantona celebration, where when Eric Cantona was at chip he did against, was it Southampton? Was it Southampton he did it with, or was it Sunderland? When he chipped it, collar up, scored, and just turned around and was like, that was John O'Shea.
Imperious.
Yeah.
Imperious. That's the look he's going for. It's like, yeah, of course I did. I think there's
I
a
meant
French
it as
guy
well. I
doing
meant
this.
it. I meant it.
Yeah, it's all me. I'm that good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And John O'Shea, he posterized Arsenal that day.
Listen, the best. I'm going to go back to what Del Boy was saying. People will not understand the rivalry, the frustration that was built up amongst players, amongst managers. Like, you look at the games these days, and our kids are going to grow up watching them. They hugged each other, they high-fived in the tunnel beforehand. We grew up with Patrick Vieira, and was it LeBouf? No, Bald. What was the baldy heads fella name for Arsenal? Steve Bold, was it?
Steve Bold, yeah.
And two of them standing there, and Roy Keane telling him he's going to punch the head out of him in the tunnel. Arsene Wenger, a highly respected manager, highly respected man, losing his cool during the football game, didn't know where to walk, got that annoyed, walked up into the stands, and he's standing there. What do you want me to do? If he looks back on that, he's going, "What am I thinking? This is what these games done to these people."
You know what? He got sent off for kicking the bottle, and I think did it go on the United sort of substitute bench direction or something like that, and he got shown the door. And it was Pascal Segan. That's
well done, Ferdon. I couldn't remember. Steve Bold. That's about 10 years later.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Where's Pat going with this, for fuck's sake? I can try and defend you as much as I can, but not all the time,
But that's what it was. It was the frustration and the tension that came in the games. You know?
Like I'll just go back to that question just there that Wenger or Ferguson, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vincent, was it? I'm not sure, but whoever that was, good question. Like, look, I look at it from, like, I always look at football from a neutral sort of point of view with no ask questions like that. And I'd have to go down Ferguson. He was just outstanding as a manager. What he'd do, he used it, like, no disrespect to, good man, Matthew, good question. But no disrespect to the likes of, we'll just say, Johnny Evans or John O'Shea. They weren't world beaters, but Ferguson got the best out of these guys. You know what I mean? Absolutely got everything out of them. And that's what he was able to do. Wenger, let's say we had Stefanovs. And I remember for the 6-1 game that you guys stuffed us, Stefanos was a defender. Can anyone even fucking remember him? He was fucking useless. You know what I mean? Wenger probably would have got a tune out of him. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. It's fucking mad.
He kept Nicholas Bentner at the club for nearly 10 years.
Jesus Christ. I think Bentner got more, you know what I mean? He got more money wearing them Paddy Power fucking jocks than fucking, than pay money for football. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'd have to go down the Ferguson route in fairness. But look, Wenger as well. What a manager. I just think he stayed a bit too long at Arsenal and probably ruined his sort of reputation towards the end, which, I didn't like seeing. But look, that just answered the question there.
I think I don't think Wenger's ruined his reputation. I know what you're saying, but I think after a few years, people forget that. What they remember is how Wenger changed football. And made Ferguson a better manager. Ferguson was a great manager. He had a great skill set, sure, but when Wenger came in, he changed football, sports science. The interplay at Arsenal was second to none under Wenger. They were so beautiful to watch. We all saw it. They were an incredible team. And
Mark, and people didn't know what pasta was till he came along.
No potatoes, no.
So I think iron sharpens iron, and I think Wenger and Ferguson brought the best out of each other, and so did Arsenal and United in that period. It was I still think it's probably the greatest period of football that I've ever been able to watch. That the Premier League. All respect to Pep and Klopp, but I just don't think it comes anywhere near.
Well, no, the only thing I'm saying, towards the end, I think Wenger said probably 5, nearly 6, 7, 8 years too long. He did. I agree with you. He changed football in England, and I don't care what anyone says. He did, because he had Tony Adams, who was an alcoholic, Paul Merson. You know what I mean? An alcoholic as well. And he changed them, got more years out of them, by bringing in all these diets and telling them they're not allowed to drink and so on and so forth. But I just think towards the end of it, like as it says, 5-6 years or something like that. There was just, I think his hunger sort of went. He didn't have the drive. Now he did have the pulling power to get players, all right. Like if like if you knew that Ferguson or Wenger were after you, you're definitely interested in going to the club, no matter what. And the likes of Ozil at the time, he was playing at Real Madrid, and he was playing absolutely brilliant at Real Madrid at the time, because when Ronaldo was there, he didn't want Ozil to leave because he got so many assists for Ronaldo. But Wenger had that pulling power, and obviously Sanchez as well. But yeah, as I said, I just think it just went on a bit too long. We didn't win a trophy for a while, and look, we won a few of the FA Cups. They came in a row then, But yeah, for me, that's what I think anyway.
Right, guys, we are going to go through some of these comments, but before we do that, I just need us to mark some sign of respect, to be honest with you, to this absolute legend. I'm just going to put him on the big screen. 29 years today as well since he passed away. Absolute legend. Talking about great managers, the Busby Babes, obviously the Munich disaster and everything like that, rebuilt Manchester United. What more can we say about this legend? Yeah, we just got to give our respect to him on the 29th year since he's passed away. Sorry, I'm trying to move stuff around. So guys, pay some respect to him. Absolute legend. Right. So sorry, I'm going to take that off now. Pat, would you mind going through some of the comments, please?
Yeah, no problem. I thought we were having a minute silence there. We were.
Yeah, no, just mark of respect, to be honest with you, him, because at the end of the day, he was legend. We didn't plan whether or not we're going to do a minute silence or not, but it's just knowing sort of we appreciate what he's done for the club of Manchester United, and also surviving that horrific disaster as well.
Yeah,
where loads of people lost their life in. So we got to pay some respect to him as well. And it'd be quite nice going to Arsenal tomorrow, and the players who's at the club actually know about him and can actually represent and wear the shirt on the anniversary as well. I'm putting a performance for him.
Even just probably on an Arsenal sort of perspective there, like people probably think United were only born when Sir Alex was there, but Sir Matt Busby probably made Manchester United the famous club that they are today. That'd be my sort of opinion there, Maybe wrong, but
well said, lads.
No, well, that's spot on.
So we jump into a few of these comments now. We won't hear from Edward French saying losing Casemiro is not a guaranteed defeat for us. Anything can happen at 1-1. What's your opinion on that now, Del Boy, seeing that Casemiro is not going to be in the squad?
I was sitting down watching the game when he went in on the tackle, and I had a recliner, and I think the fucking recliner went back up the other way. That's how excited I bleeding was. I was just there, get in, you pew! And next thing, my son comes running down the stairs. Did Palace scores? No, Casemiro's fucking fucked. So I never really usually do, but no, I like the only reason why I was celebrating is because he is an absolute baller. He's such a good player for United. Yeah. He like, even in that game he played, he makes football look so easy. You know what I mean? I had a friend like him. He was fucking useless at football, but all he done was got the ball and just passed it off. He could pass. That's all. Like, you know what I mean? Some people make football fucking sound so difficult. It's not. You know what I mean?
Except for Airman Tyrone Williams. He says the best Arsenal versus Man United games was the FA Cup semi-final at Villa Park. Could have gone either way.
You're ruining me Friday night, mate.
We have Airman Vincent Bullock, hoping all the Arsenal fans have been hurt in the making of the 8-2 victory over Arsenal. We have Tyrone, Pizzagate was nice, ending to Arsenal's record. We have UK Strains in the house. If Arsenal beat us on Sunday, I think they'll win the league. What do you make of that now, Delboy? You don't want to say.
No, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't think so. It's just because it's a huge game if we do win. But just watching City last night, I think they're going on an unbeaten run to the end of the season, or they're going to be go a long way. So I'm still frightened of City.
Yeah, we should be. We all are. Craig AFC 87 is saying Gary Neville even said that the Arsenal 98 team was the best he ever played against.
Yeah.
We have our man Robbie Norman in the house saying big up to the Dubs. Well done, Robbie. We have Bill Baggio saying also the Lee Sharp hat-trick way back at Highbury. I think it finished 6-1 to United. You're pulling up the golden goalies there now, Bill. Fair play to you. Warren's team talk, a 1979 FA Cup final. The lads are having the competition out to see how far they can go back.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney for me as well. You know, the game that sort of I think about is a Wayne Rooney breaking Arsenal unbeaten record, and the penalty that was never a penalty. I can say it now.
Yeah, it hurts even more that you're saying it now. Jesus Christ. I remember at the time I was fucking pissed drunk and I fell into a ditch on my way home. I was so bleeding pissed off. And fuck you, ditch. I won't be falling into any on Sunday, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And we have Enda McLennan saying that last year's game after the Ollie was sacked when Carrick manages was an underrated United win. I just, you know what? To be honest with you, their days I don't want to remember more than the bad losses. We have Mbappe saying Vieira versus Keane were the big games. They were the ones everybody looked forward to. Even the neutrals look forward to them. We have Rich Sports, who remember dumping you out of the Champions League with one of the best counter-attacks ever.
Yeah.
That was Wayne Rooney. Was it Tevez, Rooney, and Nani, was it? Ronaldo, was it Nani?
Ronaldo ripped us apart in the Emirates. I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was Ronaldo, that counter-attack, that break, 3 of them literally, yeah.
If Tevez had just shut his mouth and played a bit more football, we could have been even better. Tyrone Williams, that argument with Keane of the year in the tunnel ensured it was a good game. Ronaldo and Giggs were on fire that night. We have ended again. I wonder, are Arsenal fans still Arteta out?
Quick one, go to you quickly, because I'm going to be on a couple of channels in the next few days. Yeah, tonight is one of them, and tomorrow is another day. I'm going to be on another Arsenal channel, and they're actually Arteta out all the way through. And now all of a sudden they change a tune. And for me, I don't know about you, Del Boy, but you know, we've had some managers who's come to the club who I believe most Manchester United fans allowed them, gave them opportunity of coming into the club and give them a bit of time. And when they fail, that's when I think the fans turn on them. But I think when Arteta first came to the club, a lot of Arsenal fans directly straight away said they don't want him there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would have been one of them myself. And I suppose just to answer your question real quick, he has spent a lot of money. This is all I'm saying. He has spent a lot of money. Like I think it's nearly 300 odd million or something like that. You know, the coaching that sometimes isn't great. You spot sort of. Now, look, he is learning the trade as well. But just at the time, Arsenal Football Club are getting a novice. You know what I mean? And I didn't think that was the correct road to go down. A lot of people wanted Allegri or, like, you know, whoever else they wanted, you know, didn't get them. And next thing we get this guy who, ex-Arsenal player, but had never managed a team before. So that's why everyone was sort of up in the air about it. But he has obviously been doing excellent this season. And I've been having a bit of a pain in me backside from the Edu not signing players and the Mudryk deal falling through and stuff like that. Arteta's doing a good job. Give him the players now, like, you know what I mean, that he needs to work with. You know, if you're not going to do that, you know, let's just see. But there was a question there earlier on. If Arsenal don't win anything this year, is it a failure? Yeah, of course it's a failure, because every team wants to win a trophy. You know what I mean? And top 4 is not a fucking trophy. Excuse the language.
Yeah. Mark, we'll go on to you and we'll go for some more comments. Do you sentiment with that as well?
Whether I think it should be Arteta out.
Yeah, because obviously...
I think Arteta, his real test is ahead of himself. Like, I think that, you know, he's an inexperienced manager, and so far he's come in and they've given him time, you know, the project, you know, blah, blah, blah. I think in the next year or two, that's when the real test of him will come, when maybe expectations are suddenly higher in the Arsenal fan base. Like, you hear Del Boy saying, hey, no, we want to win the trophy. Of course Arsenal do. It's Arsenal, big club, you know. And when they start getting expectations after the money's spent, you know, you spend the money, you start doing good, that's when the expectations come. And I think in the next couple of years, Arteta might come a cropper. You know, we'll wait and see, you know, but I suspect when he goes on a losing run, can he correct it? You know, when times are tough, that's when you see the measure of a man. And we haven't seen that from Arteta yet. I think a little bit, there's been a little bit of hardship building the team. But I think when things go wrong, maybe, that's when we'll see what Arteta's really made of.
Great point there you make as well. It is a good point because Arteta haven't yet one loss so far this season. So it's about if he went on a run and pick up probably a draw and a loss, what then will happen to Arsenal? So yeah, sorry, Pat, carry on because we've got to go to the next topic in a second.
Can I just real quick there, Pat? Robbie just says there about a swear jar or something like that. Robbie,
we've got that on the agenda. We've got that on the agenda.
Yeah, Well, here, I don't know if you've seen my channel. I'm a guest here, so I'm trying to watch me P's and Q's. But if you come over to my channel, I have a swear bin. Never mind fucking jar.
Barrow.
Good.
Rich Sports is saying it's good to see both teams on the up. Liverpool versus City is the most boring attended rivalry ever. He's also saying that Rich Sports also saying that Keane would have messed Vieira up, and Vieira knew it. I think Elroy just had that extra bit of lunacy over Patrick. Huddersfield Town Fan TV. What a treat we are in for Sunday. This has really got the feel-good classic. I'm going United to win 3-1 Rashford hat-trick. Thanks very much. That's it's more positive than most of us are at the moment. Tyrone Williams, Arsene Wenger was a brilliant manager and was unlucky not to win the Champions League. They outplayed Barcelona before Lanesman was sent off. We have Noel Kane in the house saying big up to the lads. We have our number one lady, Emma Kay. Still, they couldn't win as much as under Wenger as us. She's in the house and she's trying to upset you already, Dale boy.
I know, yeah. Jesus.
We have Tyrone. Sorry, my computer should not be putting this up. Ian Wright's autobiography describes Wenger's methods clearly. They had to cut out the sugar and the favourite foods, and it prolonged their careers. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah, good call.
We have UK Australians saying, giving a bit of love to Sir Matt Busby. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get through all these comments. There's just a lot of them tonight, especially after Errol touches speed for Sir Matt. We have Edward French saying, Sir Matt, rest in peace. Love always. UK Australians getting giving solo love after a speech. Warren's team talk is saying respect to Sir Matt. I'm not that flying off there now. And we have Andy Herbert in the house. Big up, lads. What's the crack and what's the bleeding story?
Hold on. Is Andy Herbert? Hold on 1 second. I'm not having that from Andy Herbert. Yeah, he's from Bristol. Yeah, don't try that. Yeah, don't be coming with
this messer was giving us €2 for our salty tears the other night. Can you give a refund to Errol? Can you?
Yeah. Try.
We have Mbappe. I think Martinez can do a job in CDM. We're going to hold on to that one, Mbappe, now when we get to the solo 11. We have Sir Matt Busby getting respect again from Airman Matt. We have Tyrone Williams saying Martin Odegaard is a player of the year, in my opinion. His forms have been majestic. Now, that's a question I have for you, Delboy. So we're going to hold on to that one as well, okay? Andy Herbert, lads, did you know that Eddie is Delboy's favourite ever Arsenal striker? He told me that.
Fuck's sake, Anto.
Emma Kay, getting Arteta was a big risk. He technically has no experience and still learning on the job, which, well, look, he's outshone our Alien anyway, so he's doing a good job so far. UK Australians, Robin Van Persie scoring against Arsenal as debut was beautiful. Well, that was only beautiful for one team. That was.
I've got one comment back. You do this one, and I need you to go back to this one.
No, we go to that because I think the worst part of that one was besides scoring. Not, you want to go one back again? Okay. So Vincent Bullock, when you fell into the ditch, Delboy, I bet you was on the phone to Stevie G to put in a claim. Tell them you tripped up on the pavement, double claim, laughing out loud.
This one here quickly as well, and then I think we need to sort of move.
We need to move quickly. So,
I
agree. Saying Fred, Malacia, and Basaka have the upbeat. Otherwise, that's where the game is going. So we're going to leave it at that for the comments for the moment, and then we're going to come back to our next part of the show because we're running out of time.
Yeah, 30 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, give us a like and a subscribe as well. We are on the road to 3K, and we just hit our milestone yesterday, and now it's about getting that 3K now, guys. So make sure you like and share and subscribing. Robin Norman, big up, sir. Thank you so much.
For fuck's sake. Jesus. Here, think of me fucking thorns and me bleeding arse.
It's like money in advance, Robbie.
Yeah.
So brilliant. Thank you so much for that, Robin Norman. Appreciate it. And then we got fair play. Yep, thanks for the support, Robin Norman. Big up, appreciate that. Right, we need to move on to the next part of the show now, and I'm going to kickstart with Mr. Edmund, because he went out last night. I know he went out last night, and he's feeling a bit worse for wear, and he's wearing those sunglasses. So let's kickstart now with the squad, current squad. Manchester United current squad to Arsenal squad at the moment. Obviously, this isn't Ten Hag's initial squad. He's only been at the club, 6-7 months now. Where Arteta, and I think Del Boy alluded to as well, where he spent money incorrectly in some areas as well. But looking at what sort of between the two managers and the team around him at the moment, going into the current squad, full squad, 11 versus 11, who's going to win this? And take your Man United hat off for a minute.
Yeah,
I know it's hard, but take it off.
Obviously, it's at Highbury, so what am I saying? Emirates, whatever that is, I don't know. Doesn't have the same something that
Marble
but
flowers, let's just say
it's getting there. It's getting there. Yeah, it's not got the same history, but I think Arsenal are playing some incredible football. It's the best football they've played since Wenger's glory days to me. It's been a while. Party's playing really great football. Definitely, their midfield's creating a lot of nice patterns. They're very difficult to stop. They come out in the first half an hour like a bull in a china shop. We've been very organised, but we're very early into our project. 6 months, as you say, Solo. So not having our more experienced player available to us in Casemiro is definitely going to affect us a lot more than, say, it would if Partey was missing for Arsenal. Having said that, I do think that our managers are a little bit more adept tactically. I think that he'll set up very well. He'll be expecting Arsenal to come at us early. And that's the key, that first half an hour. If we can frustrate Arsenal, I don't think their confidence is as strong as a team. They've not won anything really, the FA Cup. If we can frustrate Arsenal like Newcastle did in that first half an hour, because got to give the juice to Arsenal, playing the best football in the league right now. If we can frustrate them in that first half an hour, I think that they start to question themselves. They start to get a bit afraid around the edges with their patterns and their movement up in the final third. So, I think we can potentially pull out a draw here. I think it'll be very difficult. My head leans 2-1 Arsenal, but
don't give me score prediction yet. Not yet. Don't give it yet.
No, I don't want to give that yet. I'm getting ahead of myself.
No. You're getting well ahead of yourself. All it was about the current squad.
I think Arsenal squads, they've had a lot of years to build it. There's no excuses for Arsenal on the weekend. I think Del Boy would agree. This is the finished product. This is his team. And we're a long way off that yet. So you'd have to say that Arsenal's probably got the edge there at the moment. It pains me to say that, but the project, their team play, it's set in stone, and we're still developing. We're the underdogs.
Wow.
Now, Del Boy.
Del Boy, I have a question for you before I go on out with there, right? Casemiro and Eriksen have transferred to Manchester United midfield, and we're a different team, front and back, with them in the squad. What's happened at Arsenal that has made you a different squad this current squad, a different squad in the past 6 to 8 months?
Well, the Zinchenko, Jesus deals were very big for us. And, look, Jesus, when the goals are banging in, that's grand. He dried up a small bit, and Zinchenko just hit the ground running. I think it was the two of them bringing their winning mentality of, this is how you do it, guys. Taking the younger players, putting an arm around them and giving them the confidence. They're that year older. bit more experience, and also Thomas Partey has kicked into gear along with Martin Odegaard, and that has been the big difference in us this season.
Pat?
Me, I certain players you've mentioned there are fantastic at Arsenal. What I've been most impressed with is Ramsdale. He just looks like the green giant who sells the sweet corn out the tins when the kids growing up, roaring and shouting at people in the back. Young Saliba has been absolutely fantastic. Like, where did you get him from? Like, you didn't just grow him out the back garden and pluck him, because you just dropped him into that team. Unbelievable. So, like,
and sorry, I just want to say about that Saliba thing. Like, this was the thing that was frustrating me last year, because we had him on loan at Marseille and we all knew how good he was, and we were just looking at, why is he not back in the squad now? He's ready, you know, and that was the frustrating thing. Sorry, Pat, to cut across you.
No, but that's it. They're the two players that have stuck out for me, because I don't want to go on too much, because we've a couple of more things to do. But they're the two players that have stuck out for me in the current team. There's no point in me talking to you about Manchester United team, because I talk about it every day. But so I just want to talk about the Arsenal team, you know?
Yeah. No.
Guys, in the chat, Arsenal fans.
You're going to keep Saliba off the PlayStation, mate, and you'll be all right.
Guys, in the chat, what we need to do now is this. Solo 11 is going to come up now, but before the Solo 11 comes up, can you put in your predicted lineup, Man United lineup, to face Arsenal before I release the Solo 11, and also the Arsenal fan that's in the chat as well. But before we do that, we want to ask Del Boy himself, what is his starting 11 against Manchester United?
Oh, well, my predicted start 11, or actually who I would pick?
Your starting 11.
Okay. Obviously, Ramsdale in goal. That's a no-brainer. In left back, and if Warren is in the chat here, he'll probably go mad at me, but I'm sticking with Zinchenko in left back. We have Kieran Tierney there in left back as well. Like, you know, the two of them offer sort of different roles, I suppose. But I'll start with Zinchenko, because he's been doing excellent in that position. The central defence, they picked themselves. Gabriel and Saliba, as we were talking about there, two outstanding. They've formed a great partnership. In right back, I'd be picking Ben White over Tomiyasu. Midfield, then, we're just sticking with the Xhaka and Partey. They've been absolutely outstanding this season, the two of them. They've been brilliant. Then I'm going with Martinelli up on the left, Odegaard and Saka over on the right. And then, like Anto, if he's still watching there, I'm fucking having Eddie Nketiah nowhere near the bleeding squad. I wouldn't even pay for his fucking sub bleeding ticket to the fucking ground. I wouldn't. I don't rate him. I think he's fucking useless. You know what I mean? So I'm sticking Trossard up front because he's available as far as I know. So go on, start him. United started their new signing. Why can't Arsenal?
I don't think our new signings.
Hasn't Nketiah scored 17 goals? And sorry, Solo, I apologise, mate. Hasn't Nketiah scored something like 17 goals in 25 starts or something?
Yeah, but if you take it over fucking 2 seasons, what, fucking 6 goals in fucking 185 games or something like that? Jesus Christ.
He's scored goals at every level going through the youth, hasn't he, though? He's doing all right.
No, look, in fairness to him, yeah, he's been scoring lately, but the goal, was it against Newcastle, or the goal he should have scored? I think he should have scored 3 goals, and he fucking missed the 3 of them. Like, they were bleeding sitters. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry. Even a fucking fat Del Boy a bleeding scored them, and that's saying something.
Oh, brilliant. 32 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channels, please give us a subscribe. We are on the road to 3K subscribers. And also, if you want to become a member, you can become a member to feature on the channel as well. So, guys, what we're going to do now, we are going to go in and we are going to look at Solo 11. So this is the highlight of the whole show, really, isn't it? Let's go. Mark, anything you'll change on that at all, sir?
Do you know, I think Fred is definitely going to play over McTominay. But I don't know if Eriksen's going to play over McTominay. That's the one thing. I've got a feeling he's not going to just trust Fred to get the defensive job done on his own. That's a brave. It's an attacking lineup. I think it's definitely the lineup. I don't think we'll go with the new guy Weghorst because I think he's going to go for counter attack. We're going to sit back and try and catch them out, and Martial's pace is going to be what gets him in the side. We might throw on Weghorst late to try and unsettle Arsenal because I think they're a bit partial. I think they can be bullied Arsenal at the back a bit. And I think Weghorst is a guy to do that. But I think initially what we'll try and do is go with pretty much that team. I can't really... The only thing I can say is that maybe Shaw will get a go instead of Martinez, and Malacia will come in for that extra pace. But yeah, it's a very good team.
Pat?
My only problem with that team is I can probably just see McTominay starting over Fred, only for the simple fact that he's done a good job holding that position while Casemiro got match fit and turned into the legend that he is.
I'm going to put something out here, yeah. And one player we haven't seen played, and we laughed at it when we first started the channel. Someone said it, and could it be Lindelof playing in that position?
No.
He can play there as well.
I got to say before
you're going to have to clear out Del Boy's swear jar if you say that again.
Before you skip past, I don't think Anthony will start. I think that Bruno will start on the right. And, you know, the reason I didn't say it straight away is because I really do think we're going to play pace counter-attack at Arsenal because we're away. And I think we're going to set up to defend because we've got to respect Arsenal. But maybe I think Bruno, for defensive reasons, might start on the right and then come back into playing a diamond and then go push out to the right when we attack. That could be the one change, really. And maybe Shaw and Malacia. But other than that, I definitely think Fred will start, and Fred should have come on way earlier. We would have seen that game out if he had had the courage to bring on Fred earlier and given us the legs.
I don't understand why you don't want McTominay in there because he's a pain in the bollocks for Arsenal. He is when he plays. Do you know what I mean?
He's actually very good, he is.
Yeah, he is. Like, you know, and even the other night when he came on against Palace, he fucking nearly decapitated someone when he bleed and went into the for a fucking tackle. Jesus Christ. I felt it sitting on me couch, I did.
As what Mr. B would say, he's chasing after he ain't got a clue what he's doing because he's just chasing down things that's not actually appearing there at all. So that is what Scott does. I do see what everyone's saying regarding him starting probably over Fred, but I just think I think he will just go with Fred. I honestly believe. I can see also what you're saying there with that Mark, with the Anthony thing. He could flip it around and play there as well. He could take Anthony because obviously Anthony hasn't really and truly... People are criticizing him, but I think it's going to take him time to get used to the Premier League. But before we do that, guys, we will reach big up Zoe Media as well. Welcome as well to the channel. Almost complete yet. But guys, what we're going to do, I can see loads of people putting their score predictions in, and that is the next part of the show. So guys, let's hit your score prediction in now as well. Let's go. Everyone in the chat, get involved, get your score prediction in as well. Right. Del Boy, what is your score prediction, sir?
I'm going Arsenal to win 8-2.
Oh, is that a generous 8-2, is it?
Yeah, I'm being fucking pointy. No, I'm only messing. No, I think Bruno will score. I think United will score first, but I think Arsenal will win 3-1.
Ooh, Mark?
I can't see. I think Arsenal will score. I think they're a very good team. I'll go the other way to Del. I think Arsenal might get one early. But I think as the game goes on, I think Arsenal might tire a little bit. And I think Rashford and our man, I will agree with you, Del. I think our man from our Portuguese Magnifico will score. I think 2-1. I think we're going to... my heart says 2-1. My head says 1-1. There you go.
Pat?
We have to go for the juggler. And we have to hit them early. Because if we don't rock them early, we're not going to win this game. So I'm going to go for... It's going to be a 3-1 win to Manchester United. And we have to get them early.
Jesus. Fucking hell.
What are you doing to me?
Like,
What are you
yeah,
doing?
lads, the last five
Only-
times we played Arsenal and Highbury, we lost 3 times, drew and 1-2. I have to try and put something positive, because if they hop off us again, I'll have to just stay in my room for another 5 weeks.
like personally myself, I think Arsenal will come out flying the first 15, 20 minutes. And as you were saying there, Mark, it's all about if United can hold them back, contain them. If Ten Hag looks at the Newcastle Arsenal game, he'll know how to frustrate Arsenal, how to frustrate that quick attacking, like Arsenal putting pressure on United. Newcastle done it brilliant, frustrated the life of us, you know. And if he sees that blueprint, United will do well. But it's all about the first 15, 20 minutes for me. If Arsenal score, it could be a long day for United.
I think there's one other thing you've got to take into consideration there, Del, and that's we've got a counter-attack that I think is the best in the league at the moment. I'll give us one little, I'll give us something that I haven't throwing too much, positive stuff the United way, but I do think that our counter-attack with Rashford is something that Arteta's not stupid. He's going to be thinking about that. And that normal, absolute gun-ho, crazy attacking that Arsenal do in the first half an hour might be tempered slightly. This isn't Newcastle. Newcastle trying to be Atletico Madrid and just defend, and they don't have a lot really up front. I think Rashford, in the form he's in, will temper Arsenal slightly. And if that's the case, I think that it might be a trickier fixture than what you might think it is.
All I can say is, Del Boy, where did you put your electric scooter for clearing out Arsenal?
Oh, yeah.
I think must have run out of batteries, didn't it?
The fucking got a burst tire, fell into that ditch again with it.
Oh, wow.
Well, we hit these comments, Errol, because
Right, can you just go through the score prediction for the scores,
please?
please?
Buddy, yeah.
Can we just do the scores?
UK Strains, I changed my mind. 4-2, United win. We have Craig.
Del Boy, you got him to
7.
change your mind.
Arsenal to win 2-1. Lucas saying 2-1. Now, we have Airman Bill Baggio saying Arsenal to win 3-0. Now, Del Boy, take that with a pinch of salt. He's trying a bit of reverse psychology here. Reverse score psychology. Lucas getting in here now. Is that 2-1 plus 2-1, is it? Is that 4-2, is it?
Yeah.
And then we have Robbie Norman saying 2-1 to United. Cheers, Robbie.
I'm going 2-2.
We have Mbappe in the house here, 6-1. I hope you jump on it, stick a jersey on you and contribute with a few of them goals. And I'm sorry, guys, but that's all the.
Zoe's there.
We have Zoe there saying, yes, McKay, 1-0 party on goal, 92nd minute.
Oh, God.
Box is in the house.
Close, tight, cagey, competitive, 50-50, Man United 4-0.
Oh, God. Right, guys. Del Boy, where can the beautiful people find you? And Del Boy link is in the description as well, guys.
Yeah, please do. Where's this side? I keep getting that done wrong. But yeah, Del Boy Gunner TV. I do fan cam call-ins after all the Arsenal games and stuff like that. Anyone can call in, to be honest with you. You never know who calls in. Sometimes there's lads there in their fucking top off and they're fucking in their baby knickers. You know what I mean? So sometimes you're just there hitting the button right, I'll let them in. Oh, Jesus, mate, put on some clothes, will you? But I do a few videos and all that stuff. And if I'm in around the Emirates, I interview a few fans as well. So yeah, please do check out my channel and subscribe and all that shite if you want. If you don't, it's grand. Don't worry, I won't lose sleep. But here, me swear jar will be pretty full if you don't.
Thank you, Del Boy. Make sure you guys go like, share, and subscribe. And remember, guys, we couldn't get through all the comments at all, but if you do want something, though, in half an hour, you will find Friday Night Takeaway. Do go check that out. Also, guys, if you want to follow over, I'm going to be on Lucas Live in a minute as well. I'm going to go over there in 3 minutes' time on Lucas Live as well. But from us on the Man United agenda, guys, thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And do remember, you can become a member as well to feature on the channel if you'd like that as well. So from us tonight, guys, thanks to Del Boy.
Thank you.
Mark Edmond, all the way from Australia, bright and early for him. And Pat, as always.
Make sure you show up in your knickers at Del Boy's.
Yeah,
exactly.
Check it out Sunday.
But good luck, guys, and come on United, as we always do. From us, good night.
Lads.
Good night.